here's the cold truth nobody wants to talk about. Despite all the modern medicine, most Americans still won't make it past 80. Why? It's not just genetics. It's what we eat, how we sleep, and the silent killers we ignore every day. Welcome to Elder Secrets, where we expose the uncomfortable truths about aging in America.
Have you ever noticed how some people, seemingly sharp and healthy in their early 70s, suddenly seem to struggle to really live vibrantly past 80?
Yeah.
It's almost as if something shifts kind of dramatically, and it makes you wonder, is it truly just genetics or, I don't know, pure luck? We've all seen it. Someone we know who seemed perfectly fine, and then, well, the decline seems to accelerate. What's really going on there?
It's a profound question, definitely, and one that resonates deeply, especially as people approach what really should be their golden years.
Right.
For many, I think the aspiration isn't just to add years, but to ensure those years are lived with a high quality of life, preserving their dignity and independence.
Exactly. And what we want to do in this deep dive is maybe go beyond the obvious culprits we always hear about, like diet or smoking. We're going to unpack some surprising, often overlooked factors. These are drawn from cutting-edge scientific research, real-world experiences, and, well, timeless wisdom, too. And these factors, it turns out, significantly impact how people truly live once they hit 70 and beyond.
Our mission today really is to show you that it's not just about adding years to your life, but genuinely adding life to your years.
Yes, life to years. I like that.
It's about preserving autonomy, purpose, and that fundamental sense of self. We'll be sharing some fascinating insights from leading geriatric specialists like Dr. Eleanor Roberts and giving you actionable steps.
Things you can actually use.
Exactly. Things you can start applying today. This isn't just abstract theory. It's about practical shifts for a better, more vibrant tomorrow.
Okay, let's unpack this right away then, because there's this specific period that Dr. Roberts and other specialists often call the golden decade. It's that pivotal time between 70 and 80. And from what I've seen in our research, the choices you make during these 10 years hold, well, immense power, almost like they set the trajectory for what comes next. Is that really the case?
It truly is a crucial phase. For many, the intense hustle of earlier years, raising families, building careers, it begins to quiet down.
Right, things slow down a bit.
Yeah. And on one hand, this creates a unique opportunity for reflection, for reconnecting with loved ones, perhaps pursuing personal joy. But on the other hand, it's also a period fraught with specific risks. Physical strength often starts to wane more rapidly. Chronic illnesses can become more pronounced. And emotional challenges, particularly loneliness, can feel much heavier. It's a delicate balance.
So it's a phase where the body's resilience truly decreases. It's kind of wild to think that a single fall, for instance, can lead to this whole cascade of health issues.
Absolutely.
Or a poorly managed chronic condition could spiral into complications you just wouldn't have seen in your 50s. And what about those unchecked emotional struggles? How deeply can those really rob these years of joy and vitality?
Oh, they can have profound cascading consequences. The body indeed becomes more delicate, less forgiving. What might have been a minor setback at 50 can become, well, a life-altering event at 75.
Wow.
Every decision you make, what to eat, how to move, who you connect with, how you manage your stress, it becomes a foundational building block, either for robust longevity or a rapid decline.
And that's what makes this period so pivotal then, the cumulative effect.
Exactly.
You're saying that the decisions made in this golden decade literally dictate the body's readiness for the challenges of being, say, 80 or 90.
That's right.
So those who take proactive steps to build strength, maintain balance, foster positive relationships, they're essentially laying the groundwork for a longer, healthier, more independent life.
They really are.
And is it fair to say neglect, then, can set the stage for premature frailty and dependence?
Absolutely. Think of it like compounding interest for your health.
Right.
Proactive steps create resilience. Neglect erodes it. It's not about stopping the aging process. Nobody can do that, but rather shaping how it progresses. This decade isn't just about survival or decline. It can and really should be reframed. Reframed as a period of renewal, a chance to rediscover joy, reconnect with passions maybe set aside, and redefine relationships with more intention.
That's a really powerful reframing. It shifts it from just enduring to actively designing this phase of life.
Precisely. It's an invitation to act intentionally.
So let's really dive into some of those often overlooked factors that silently shape longevity beyond 80. What truly struck me in the research we reviewed was the incredible impact of connection and purpose.
Yeah, that's huge.
Specifically, the data on social isolation. I saw this groundbreaking study from Brigham Young University. It found social isolation increases mortality risk by a staggering 29%.
29%, it's enormous.
That's like saying being disconnected from others is as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Can you help us understand the science? Why is being disconnected so profoundly dangerous?
It's a shocking statistic, isn't it? Okay. And Dr. Eleanor Roberts, she documented this phenomenon throughout her career. She observed that she could often predict which patients would decline rapidly just by noting changes in their social connections.
Really? Even if their medical charts looked better?
Even if their medical profiles were better on paper, yeah. The science behind it is fascinating. Loneliness triggers a physiological stress response. It floods the body with stress hormones like cortisol.
Okay.
And this increases inflammation throughout the body, weakens immune function, and even alters gene expression. Your body literally ages faster physically when you're isolated.
That's just heartbreaking. And you see it play out in real life. I was reading about Frank, a 76-year-old widower. He moved across the country to be closer to his daughter after his wife passed. On paper, it sounded like a great move, you know, better medical care, family nearby. But within 18 months, Frank's health deteriorated dramatically. And Dr. Roberts explained it wasn't some medical mystery. Frank had left behind a 40-year social network, his coffee group, his volunteer community, his neighbors.
Ah, the fabric of his life.
Exactly. Despite living closer to family, his actual daily human interactions dropped by over 80%. It's not just the presence of family, it's the quality and maybe the frequency of broader social interaction.
Absolutely. The body interprets that lack of consistent social engagement as a threat, switching on a low-grade chronic stress response. That's why simply moving closer to family isn't always enough if that wider social fabric is lost.
So what can you do then to combat this? What are some actionable steps for someone feeling that isolation creeping in?
There are definite strategies. First, explore technology-based connections, maybe ones specifically designed for seniors beyond just standard video calls. Platforms like Alera or Senior Planet, they facilitate meaningful connections based on shared interests.
Okay, using tech smartly.
Right. Second, look for structured local programs with consistent schedules. Things like senior centers, community colleges, maybe faith-based organizations. Their regularity creates a kind of accountability and a built-in rhythm.
Makes sense. Routine helps.
It does. And third, if you're rebuilding connections after a major life transition like Frank, Dr. Roberts suggests what she calls the concentric circles approach.
Concentric circles.
Yeah. Start with just one consistent weekly commitment that puts you in contact with the same people regularly. Then gradually expand outward. Don't try to recreate your entire social circle overnight.
That's incredibly practical advice. Slow and steady. But you also mentioned something subtle, something many of us probably don't even think about. The quiet disappearance of what you called microsocial engagement. What exactly is that?
It's beyond those deep friendships or family connections. It's the small, seemingly insignificant daily interactions, like saying hello to the mail carrier.
Yeah, right.
Or sharing a quick joke with the cashier at the grocery store, or just nodding to a neighbor you pass on the street. These are fleeting moments, but they turn out to be crucial.
It's easy to dismiss those as just, trivial pleasantries. But you're saying they're more than that. What's the deeper impact of losing them?
Well, they actually help regulate your nervous system. They reinforce your sense of belonging, and they keep your brain's social wiring sharp.
Huh? Didn't realize that.
When these tiny moments fade, you lose those low-level social cues that stimulate brain function, elevate mood slightly, and signal to your body that you're still part of the living, breathing world.
So the brain notices their absence.
It does. The brain responds even to subtle loneliness as a stressor. It changes hormone levels, raises inflammation, weakens immunity, and maybe most critically, it can begin to shrink the networks in the brain responsible for memory, attention, and emotional regulation. In plain terms, it makes you feel older faster.
That makes so much sense. I remember reading about an 80-year-old man who stayed remarkably sharp. His secret: he just walked to the same coffee shop each morning, said hello to the same staff, nodded to the same 3 people on the corner.
That routine.
Yeah, that 5-minute stretch of human connection wasn't just routine. It was, like you said, lifeblood. It gave his day shape, kept him accountable, made him feel seen. It's such a simple yet profound act.
And that ties directly into the other key factor in this category: the gradual loss of daily purpose.
Purpose. Okay.
And look, This isn't about some grand philosophical life purpose, necessarily. It's the simple, everyday kind,
Like what?
like having a reason to get out of bed in the morning, something to do, somewhere to go, maybe someone to see. It can be as simple as watering your plants, or feeding a neighborhood cat, writing a letter, fixing a gate, those little things.
And when these little routines start slipping away, what happens then? Does the mind then just sort of give up a little?
In a way, yes, precisely. The mind no longer sees a compelling reason to push forward, and the body often follows suit. Appetite might drop, movement slows down, and the systems that used to regulate your health, they start to go quiet.
It's not because they're broken necessarily.
No, not broken, but more like waiting. Waiting for a signal, a reason to switch back on fully.
I think of Ruth, an 88-year-old woman I read about who remained incredibly vibrant through these consistent small routines.
Tell me about her.
Every Monday, she wrote postcards to shut-ins from her church. Every Thursday, she made soup for a local shelter. Every day, she sat at her window to wave to the neighborhood kids walking home from school.
Wow.
This consistency, it gave her days texture, as the article put it, and her heart rhythm.
That's a perfect example. Purpose, even the smallest kind, is like fuel for your entire system. It tells your cells to keep repairing, your organs to keep functioning, your brain to keep learning.
And losing it dims the flame.
When you lose that sense of relevance, when you feel like your presence no longer matters to anyone or anything, yeah, that flame of vitality starts to dim.
Okay, that makes so much sense. So, beyond connection and purpose, let's move to our second category. Proactive health ownership and mindful movement. What's the core idea here?
The most profound truth, I think, as we age is this. No one else can care for our health the way we can.
Just taking charge.
Exactly. This act of self-empowerment isn't just a choice, it's really a necessity, especially in later life. It's about listening closely to your body's signals, responding to fatigue with rest, to aches with care, and to any signs of decline with proactive measures. The body at 70 is remarkably responsive to consistent, intentional care.
So it's about being your own advocate, really tuning in to your body's unique needs. What are some of the cornerstones of this proactive ownership?
Well, it starts with the basics, right? A balanced, nutrient-rich diet that truly fuels your cells and strengthens your immune system. And then movement, but movement tailored to your abilities.
Not running marathons necessarily.
Definitely not. Whether it's a morning walk, gentle yoga, gardening, or even just regular stretches throughout the day. It's not about pushing limits. It's about honoring your body with consistent motion.
Okay. And medical care.
Critically, medical care should be viewed as a partnership. Regular checkups are wisdom, not weakness. You need to view healthcare professionals as partners. Utilize those preventive checkups. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to seek second opinions.
Right.
Ultimately, it's an emotional commitment, too. It's about valuing yourself enough to make choices that honor your body and mind. Recognizing that every small action, even choosing water over soda, is a step toward a healthier life.
That leads directly to another silent reason, perhaps, why many people don't thrive far past 80. Overcautious inactivity.
Ah, yes, the fear factor.
It often starts with really good intentions, doesn't it? Like maybe you slipped once, so you cut back on walking outside. Your family might even applaud your caution. Don't push it, Mom. Take it easy. But it seems there's a real danger lurking there.
There absolutely is. When movement stops, so does strength. And I'm not just talking about your legs or arms, but your coordination, your balance, your core stability, things you don't think about until they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Your body isn't like a machine that benefits from just resting. It's more like a garden.
Yeah.
It needs tending, regular stimulation. When activity slows to a trickle, things don't just stay the same. They weaken, sometimes quite rapidly.
So it's not simply that you start moving because you're weak, but that you become weak because you stop moving. That's a really crucial distinction.
Precisely. Take Walter, 82 years old.
Yeah.
He stopped his evening walks after a scare from slipping. No breaking bones, nothing serious, just a fright.
Understandable.
But that scare was enough. He went from walking a mile every evening to mostly sitting and watching television. Within 6 months, he lost 10 pounds of muscle. His legs felt like jelly, he said. Walter didn't stop because he was weak. He became weak because he stopped.
That's a powerful and sadly probably common story. So it's crucial to differentiate between managing real risk like using handrails, wearing stable shoes, and surrendering to fear.
Yes.
You're saying movement, even gentle movement, tells the body it's still needed, keeping systems online and the brain alert.
Exactly. Even small, consistent movements are far better than none.
Okay. Now, onto our third category, mental, emotional, and biological resilience. And a hidden danger here that truly surprised me was what's called the medication cascade.
Oh, this is a big one.
Did you know the average American over 65 takes more than 5 prescription medications daily?
It's incredible.
And that's not even counting over-the-counter drugs or supplements. So what is this medication cascade?
It's a dangerous domino effect, really.
Yeah.
The side effects of one medication are often misinterpreted as a new medical condition, which is then treated with another medication, then maybe another one for the side effects of that one. Dr. Roberts witnessed this pattern repeatedly. She saw patients whose health declined not from their original conditions, but from the cumulative, often debilitating effects of their medications.
And the impact of this is truly critical, isn't it? Not just a minor issue.
Oh, it is. A Johns Hopkins study found that polypharmacy, that's the term for taking multiple medications, is responsible for nearly 30% of all hospitalizations in older adults.
30% from medication issues.
Yes. Think about that. Almost one-third of seniors hospitalized not because of their underlying illness, but because of problems with their medications.
That's an astonishing number. So what are the empowering strategies? How do you avoid this cascade?
Okay, first, request an annual comprehensive medication review. And do it with a clinical pharmacist or a geriatric specialist if possible. It's different from your regular doctor's visit. It's focused solely on reviewing all medications, including supplements.
A dedicated review. Got it.
Second, ask 3 key questions for each medication you take. What specific symptom or condition does this treat? What would happen if I stopped taking it? And are there any non-drug alternatives?
Empowering questions.
They are. Third, familiarize yourself with the deprescribing movement. It's a growing and really crucial medical approach focused on safely reducing unnecessary medications in older adults to improve their overall quality of life.
Deprescribing. Okay.
And finally, use medication management tools. There are apps like Medisafe that can help keep track.
That's incredibly practical advice. Could make an immediate difference for many people. Now, another silent accelerator for aging, one that sounds almost like science fiction, is inflammaging.
Right. Inflammaging.
What is that, and what's its surprising connection to longevity?
Inflammaging is basically chronic, low-grade inflammation that silently accelerates aging throughout your body. It erodes health over time, often unnoticed. And recent research, which Dr. Roberts has been involved with, reveals this profound link between gut health, brain function, and whole-body inflammation.
So it's not just about digestive comfort.
Not at all. It's about how quickly your entire body ages. Dr. Roberts noticed that patients with ongoing digestive issues invariably showed accelerated aging across multiple systems: cardiovascular, cognitive, musculoskeletal. Initially, we might have thought these were separate problems.
Right.
But now we understand they're often interconnected through this systemic inflammation originating frequently in the gut.
So the state of your gut directly impacts how fast your body ages, including your brain. That's a massive connection.
It is. And the science is compelling. Your gut microbiome diversity naturally tends to decrease as you age, especially with diets dominated by ultra-processed foods.
Which are everywhere.
Exactly. And this decrease directly correlates with increased inflammation. After 65, your body's inflammatory response is often more pronounced, while your recovery capacity diminishes, creating a kind of perfect storm for accelerated aging.
But there's good news here too, right? We're not just helpless against inflammaging. I recall reading about Howard, a 75-year-old.
Yes, Howard's story is great.
His inflammatory markers and even early cognitive changes improved significantly after just 6 months of focused gut health interventions. What kind of interventions are we talking about?
Howard's turnaround was truly remarkable. His inflammatory markers normalized, his cognitive assessments improved, even his arthritis symptoms diminished significantly. The recommendations often include adopting anti-inflammatory dietary patterns tailored for seniors, like the Mediterranean or the Mindy diet.
Okay, diet first.
Then, strategically rebuilding gut health with properly timed prebiotics and probiotics. It's not just about popping pills randomly. Also, eliminating often missed inflammatory triggers, like certain medications, maybe household chemicals, even some seemingly healthy supplements.
Interesting.
And incorporating the right types of fiber. Soluble fiber, like from oats and legumes, often shows better results for older digestive systems. It's really about nurturing your inner ecosystem.
That's a completely different way to think about managing chronic inflammation. nurturing the ecosystem. Now, beyond our physical health, the mind and spirit play a massive role. And here, two intertwined systems become increasingly critical after age 65: how we handle stress and how well we sleep.
Absolutely critical.
The Harvard Longitudinal Aging Study found the cumulative impact of stress response patterns was a stronger predictor of longevity than cholesterol levels or blood pressure. How are stress and sleep so deeply connected, especially in later life?
Dr. Roberts describes it as potentially a vicious cycle or hopefully a virtuous one. Poor sleep amplifies stress, right? And elevated stress hormones destroy good sleep architecture.
They feed each other.
Exactly. And this relationship takes on greater significance after 65 because circadian rhythms often shift, deep sleep decreases naturally, and the body's ability to manage stress hormones diminishes somewhat. It becomes a much more delicate balance.
And the connection to cognitive decline is really striking. I saw that consistent quality sleep leads to dramatically slower rates of cognitive decline, up to 70% less. It's like the brain literally cleans itself during specific sleep phases.
That's the current thinking, yes.
Yeah.
It clears out metabolic waste, including those inflammatory proteins linked to dementia. It's your brain's nightly reset and cleaning cycle.
Wow.
Consider Elizabeth, a 72-year-old former teacher. She had concerning cognitive changes and persistent anxiety. Through integrated sleep and stress management, specifically designed for her age, Elizabeth saw remarkable improvements within about 3 months.
What kind of improvements?
Her memory assessments improved, her inflammatory markers actually decreased, and her self-reported quality of life scores went up significantly. It shows how powerful addressing these together can be.
What's a major disruptor to these sleep cycles that many people, especially older adults, might not even consider?
Irregular light exposure, it's huge. Your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, becomes especially sensitive after 80, maybe even earlier. And it's often thrown off by not getting enough natural light during the day and getting too much artificial light at night.
Phones, tablets, TVs.
Exactly. Bright morning light signals the brain to wake up and get moving. Darkness signals melatonin release for sleep. When your eyes don't receive enough natural daytime light, or your evenings are filled with that blue spectrum artificial brightness, your internal signals get scrambled.
And that leads to
Sleep difficulties, grogginess, energy lags, memory issues, which in turn can weaken immune function and increase cognitive decline risk. It's all connected.
Plus, I read our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight decreases significantly after 80.
That's right.
So regular outdoor exposure, or at least bright indoor light, becomes even more critical for bones, muscles, and the immune system. So light really is medicine in a way.
It truly is. Helen, an 84-year-old, was feeling increasingly tired and disoriented. Her doctor simply recommended she spend 20 minutes every morning sitting by a bright window, blinds wide open, and crucially, turn off screens an hour before bed.
Simple changes.
Very simple. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved, and so did her memory, recall, and overall mood. Such a simple intervention, such a profound effect.
So what are some age-appropriate interventions for sleep and stress for this demographic? Because maybe the standard advice doesn't always apply.
That's a key point. We're talking about senior-specific sleep hygiene. Things like maybe a slightly warmer sleeping environment, strategic light exposure based on those shifted circadian rhythms we mentioned. Also, stress management techniques that have been validated for older adults, such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, or heart rate variability, HRV training. It's also about optimizing the timing of rest and activity. Maybe alternating periods of engagement and restoration, not just pushing through. And understanding why traditional sleep advice, like rigid rules about naps, often fails seniors. Naps can be beneficial if timed right.
Right, adapting the advice. Finally, in this category, we have emotional suppression from loss and isolation. This one feels heavy. By 80, many individuals have carried immense loss. A spouse, sibling, lifelong friends, sometimes even a child.
It's a lot of grief to carry.
And often, maybe culturally or personally, this leads to emotional suppression, swallowing the pain, putting on a brave face. What happens when that grief isn't processed? Where does it go?
Well, the body doesn't forget. It keeps the score, as they say. When grief isn't processed, it gets stored. It impacts the immune system, digestion, sleep patterns, hormones. It puts the nervous system in this state of constant, quiet tension. And this often happens silently, without the individual even realizing the connection between their physical symptoms and their unprocessed grief.
I remember reading about George, 86, who lost his wife of 60 years. He said he didn't cry much. It just wasn't his way.
Stoicism.
Yeah. But within a year, he'd lost a lot of weight, stopped going out, had trouble sleeping. not because of a specific illness, but because his body was physically carrying sorrow it had never been allowed to release. That's just heartbreaking.
It really highlights that what often keeps people alive and vibrant well past 80 isn't just physical health, it's emotional ventilation.
Emotional ventilation, I like that term.
Having safe, open outlets for sadness, for fear, for longing. It's being able to say, I miss her terribly, or I'm still angry about that loss, and not being judged or shut down. That kind of release allows the heart to breathe again, metaphorically speaking. And when the heart can breathe, the body can truly begin to heal.
So bringing all of this together now, these 5 major factors we've discussed: social connection and purpose, health ownership and activity, medication management, inflammation and gut health, and stress, sleep, light, emotional resilience. They aren't isolated issues, are they? It sounds like they form an incredibly interconnected web.
That's the big picture, absolutely. They weave together, influencing each other constantly. It's a system.
And Dr. Roberts' research actually identified an optimal sequence, a kind of best practice for intervention to get the most impact.
She did. Based on her clinical observations and data, she found you often get the best results if you begin with medication review and adjustment. Get that foundation right first.
Okay, tackle the meds first.
Then, address inflammation and gut health. This creates a better physiological baseline. With that improved foundation, the body is better equipped to handle stress, leading to better sleep quality.
So it builds.
Right. And with this improved physical and emotional baseline, patients can then more effectively engage in building social connections and discovering meaningful purpose. It flows better this way.
So it's not just tackling them randomly, but with a strategic approach that builds on itself. This sounds like it creates a powerful, virtuous cycle of longevity.
Exactly that. A virtuous cycle. For example, reducing inflammatory burden often improves sleep quality. Better sleep enhances stress resilience. Better resilience makes social engagement more enjoyable and less draining. More engagement can further reduce inflammation and stress, creating this upward spiral of improvement. It's about building positive momentum.
And what's truly remarkable, something that gives so much hope, is how quickly some of these changes can actually be felt. It's not always years and years.
No, not at all. Within days of addressing medication cascades, many patients report increased energy and mental clarity, like a fog lifting.
Wow, days.
Within weeks of implementing anti-inflammatory strategies, joint pain often diminishes significantly. Within 1 to 2 months of improving sleep quality, cognitive function typically shows measurable improvement on tests.
Months for cognition.
And within 3 to 6 months of building purposeful social connections, even biological markers of aging, things we can measure in the blood, can begin to reverse. The body truly wants to heal and thrive when given the right conditions.
Dr. Roberts even developed a simple daily checklist, didn't she, to help people integrate these 5 factors into their lives. Can you share those points?
Certainly. It's designed to be simple and actionable. Her 5 points are: 1, take medications intentionally. Always question any new symptoms or side effects. Could it be the meds?
Okay.
2, include at least 3 anti-inflammatory foods daily. Think berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts.
3 foods. Doable.
3, practice 1 stress regulation technique before noon. Deep breathing, a short meditation, mindful walking, whatever works for you. Just something intentional.
Before noon. Got it.
4, prioritize sleep quality using those age-appropriate techniques we talked about, light exposure, wind-down routines. And 5, engage in at least 1 meaningful social connection or purposeful activity each day. Even a phone call counts, or tending those plants.
That's incredibly tangible. 5 simple things. And I think the empowering truth here, the ultimate takeaway maybe, is the incredible plasticity and resilience of the human body, even at advanced ages.
Absolutely.
The outdated belief that decline is just inevitable after a certain age. It's been thoroughly disproven by modern science, hasn't it?
It really has. Many aspects of what we commonly consider inevitable aging are actually the result of accumulated choices, environmental factors, and unaddressed issues, not strict inevitabilities.
It's a powerful realization. You mentioned Dr. Roberts shared an inspiring example.
She did, and it really stuck with me. An 86-year-old gentleman came to her clinic using a walker, taking 12 different medications, and showing clear signs of cognitive decline. His family was very worried.
Okay.
18 months later, after systematically addressing these 5 key factors, the meds, inflammation, stress, sleep, activity, connection, he was traveling independently again.
No walker.
No walker. He was taking just 3 medications down from 12. And his cognitive assessments had improved dramatically, back to levels typical of someone maybe a decade younger.
That's incredible. What a testament.
It truly is a testament to the body's amazing capacity for transformation at any age.
That's such a strong message of hope to end on. The journey to living past 80 and truly thriving, it really does begin with conscious choices and deliberate actions. It's not just about counting the days, is it? It's about making the days count. With each step taken toward better health, stronger connections, that possibility of a vibrant and fulfilling older age grows ever closer.
You really do have more power than you think. Not to stop aging, of course, but to profoundly change the way you age.
So, a final thought for you listening. Which of these factors resonated most with you today? And what small action, maybe just one thing from that checklist, will you take to begin your own transformation, starting right now?